Thank you for coming today, and welcome to the Hot Tub Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the hot... Can I say ladies and gentlemen?
I think that it's still on the table, but
Everyone, welcome to the Hot Tub Podcast. This is the podcast where we sometimes get in a hot tub, maybe we don't, maybe we do, and we just talk about whatever we want. And we try to keep it short, sweet, and to the point. And my name is Hunter, and
my name is Luke.
I didn't know you were an OSU fan.
This is an OSU logo, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Oklahoma State.
Just making sure.
And so he's got Oklahoma State on the bottom, Stephen F.A. on top, getting paid twice for that. So that's how we fund this show. What I want to do right now is I want to, because I think about this like whenever, I'm, working or playing with my dogs or just in the shower, and what keeps me up at night is I think about a tier list. And some people have actually already done this on a podcast, I know that, but I genuinely have thought about this a lot. A tier list of animals. If you were going to build like a 5-animal team and they were going to battle, and I want you to really think about this, and we have a short amount of time because we don't do long podcasts, guys. Most podcasts suck. And all your friends do podcasts and you know they suck, but you're scared to tell them. And if ours sucks, at least it's only 10 minutes. So we don't want to hear it. Okay? We're going to do a tier list right here. We're going to give ourselves a little bit of time to think about it. I already know my first pick, but we're going to go like round robin style. So I'm going to pick one because I get first pick.
Okay.
And then you're going to pick two, and then I'll pick two, and then you pick one. And I'll pick one.
Okay, that's fair.
Is that 5 total?
Something like that. Yeah, 1, 2, and then 1.
2.
That's 4.
2. And then you pick one.
And you pick one again. And then I pick one again.
We'll figure it out as it goes. Okay, so, and we'll keep track of these in our heads. So, I already know my first pick. And I want you to be thinking about this because we're going to have to give our first one. And then you have to give a reason why, and it has to, and you're not like trying to, there's no rules, but you have to pretty much give your reason why you think it's a good pick, and you're fighting my team, just so you remember, so it's a strategy. So how about we just do 1 and 1 and 1 and 1 till we both have 5?
That's good. I think we got to lay some ground rules, though. Do these animals have the special ability of knowing that they are on a team together fighting the other unit?
Yes. But, and here's the thing. We should also have the area that they're fighting, we have to agree on this area. Because if there's no water, then we don't want to pick an aquatic animal, right?
Sure, yeah.
But if there is water, or we could just go by like the power of these animals. I say all land animals, no aquatic. We can do aquatic on another episode.
Okay.
This is the land animal.
I would say that hybrid animals then are in play.
Yes. Yeah. But no strictly aquatic animals like fish, sharks, whatever. So this is the land animal battle tier list. I will go first. My first pick is going to be the cheetah. Now let me tell you why. Obviously, cheetah's vicious. First of all, when I'm building my team, when I'm scouting these animals, I'm looking for speed first of all, and I'm looking for aggressiveness, and I'm also looking for something that can sneak up because I want to be able to have bigger animals because there's a lot of those, but I want to have a animal that is very good at attacking while other animals are distracted. Okay, do you have your first animal?
I think I'll go with my first animal, and my first animal is going to be a crocodile. I want to dominate the ground game, and I want to also have something that recognizes and knows that it can play defense well. And I can promise you this: it's going to be difficult to get inside on those things. If you do, they're so tough. I think that they're very difficult to pierce.
Very, very hard to get a hold of.
Very hard to get a hold of, and honestly, that covers a big basis of the low part of the battlefield, the ground game.
Yeah. Okay, that's a great pick. Okay, my second pick that I'm gonna go with, and this may come as a shock to some people, but I'm gonna go with the great horned owl, and I will explain because if you haven't seen the great horned owl, these things are huge. I need air superiority first of all. Okay, he's got ground game covered with the crocodile. It's a great pick. They're strong. They're hard to take care of. We're gonna figure that out in our later rounds, but for now, I want to secure air superiority. And I think the great horned owl is a great way to go. The wingspan is ginormous, and it's just gonna be strong for us. I don't know how Champ got in the fence, but he's wanting inside. So I want you to go ahead with your second pick, and I will be listening. I just gotta let him inside.
All right, I think I'll go. That's good. We've covered three athletic aspects already: the flight game, the ground game, and the speed game. But I think honestly, if you want, and Charlie's already getting into the game a bit himself here with the growl there, but it's an underrated animal. But I think I'm going with the humble honey badger. I mean, those things can rip your head off, and not only can they do that, but it's just about impossible to get a hold of them. And so, I think that would be a good match for the owl due to the fact that that's going to be a hard animal to pinpoint on an aerial attack. And then also it's a small enough animal that can not be as distracting. You got size variety there. That allows you to have a versatile game offensively and even defensively.
Yeah, I think that's a good pick. So now I've got to find a way to have longevity in this fight because I have the great horned owl and the cheetah, and those are great attack picks, but I need to have some longevity. So I think what I'm gonna go with. We didn't establish this. Are extinct animals in play or not?
I would say that we would have to have the ability to make this happen in reality.
Okay, so let's go no extinct animals. I'm going to go
because
with...
when the podcast gets us the budget at some point, I mean, this is the first project.
Yes. I'm going to go with the hippopotamus. Hard hide, hard to get a hold of, and you want to stay away from the front of it. Obviously, they have a weakness from behind, but that's why I got the great horned owl to cover its butt, and I got the cheetah that can take care of it whenever animals are distracted with the hippopotamus. And I think that's going to be my longevity in this game. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's hard to avoid this one, but just because of the pure chaos that it can create, I think I got to go with the black rhinoceros. I mean. You're not piercing that. It's going to be one of the biggest, if not the biggest animals on the battlefield.
Yes. Does have a harder hide than the hippopotamus and is more defensive than the hippopotamus.
Yes, I would agree. I would agree with that because it is statistically true when they interact in nature.
Yeah.
For sure. And I think if you're looking at just something that needs to get the brute force done in your battle, maybe less strategic and more chaotic, the rhinoceros is going to get the job done for you. And so I think I've covered the ground game. I've covered some of the sneaky art of the game with the honey badger. And then I think I've covered maybe just the bulk. You play games like World of Warcraft, somebody's got to be the tank.
Somebody's got to be the tank. Someone's got to tank. And if you don't know anything about World of Warcraft, you are a loser.
Well, yeah, I think everybody that's watching this podcast probably has multiple World of Warcraft
definitely
characters.
My mom.
So
definitely my mom's listening.
Your mom definitely is listening, and she also has multiple World of Warcraft characters for sure. So,
and we might go a little bit longer in this episode just because this is something we care about and this is real. Okay, so he's gone. So let's go over. You have the crocodile, the honey badger, and the black rhino, right?
I do.
Okay, I have the cheetah, the hippopotamus, and the great horned owl. My next pick, my fourth pick. So I've got the facets of my game that I don't think I want to spread too thin and try to cover every facet of the game, but I do want to be strong in the areas that I know I will have success in. So I'm going to go with the lion. So the lion, whenever it's in attack mode, it is very fierce. I know the female lions do a lot of the hunting, or they might be female, but they might be male and they might identify as female. It doesn't matter to me. They can do whatever they want. They can be whoever they want. But
sure, yeah.
I do think that the lion is not only strong and tough, and hard to take down, but also vicious and can back my hippopotamus up in a way that protects him and lets him go to work, and is also has some mobility and has some strength as well. And that is my fourth pick, the lion, the king of the jungle.
I think that's a good pick. I think that I'm going to have to follow up just with, I think, add fire to fire here. And I'm going to go with the great grizzly bear. Something that honestly can get the job done in one swipe. And not only that, but, I mean, have you ever seen a grizzly bear, take a shotgun shell to the chest? I actually have seen a video of it. They don't go down. They don't go down.
They don't.
And in fact, I've seen The Revenant as well. I mean, Leonardo DiCaprio had his hands full with that grizzly bear.
And that was a real grizzly. That was real. He did have to actually fight that grizzly bear on set. I know because.
Well, I mean, why do you think he gets paid what he gets
Revenant.
paid? I mean, he gets paid what he gets paid because he spent years in the wilderness learning how to fight a grizzly bear, and we got to see it in person.
Yep. And he's just good, because he was so good on Wall Street. He's such a guy. He's one of those guys that can pick up skills so quickly. And he was so good at negotiating. He negotiated with the grizzly bear. He negotiated him down to like, man, this is just a spar, let's just take it. And then he was able to take him down. So I think that his negotiation skills on Wall Street helped him in a way that got him.
Yeah, and I think
his
that's why
win.
the grizzly bear is such a good pick, is because there's going to be no Leonardo DiCaprio on the battlefield to
He's not an
negotiate
animal.
like that.
Can't pick him. Yep.
The grizzly bear is going to be able to win that argument, and is going to be able to do what it can do at the best of its ability there. So that'd be my fourth pick.
Yep. Okay, now this is where the advantage switches, because I did have first pick, but you also get last pick, so you get a direct counter that I can't counter. So I'm going to go with. This might come as a shock to the viewership. I have the hippopotamus, the lion, the king of the jungle, the cheetah, and then I have the great horned owl. Now, I have the areas of my game. We are focused on pinpointing the targets that we want to take down and using teamwork, defensive teamwork, to take down the targets we want to take down. But we need a way to deal with the off targets, as you would say in World of Warcraft. As you mentioned, they're the ads. They're what you might deal with sometimes, but sometimes just gotta crowd control them. And so that's why I'm going with the poison dart frog, or not the poison dart frog. Well, yeah, the poison dart frog, whichever the one is that like makes you trip balls, because it's got that like poison that it secretes, and it can also kill you. Now I need to be able to control my off targets. So that's where the poison dart frog is going to come in. He's going to give the ayahuasca to the rhino while we take down the crocodile, or vice versa. And I think that's the strategy I'm going to go with, and that's the game plan we're going to stick to.
There's so many animals on the planet, right? I mean, there's just so many, and to think on the last pick that you stole my last pick as well.
Ooh. Great minds
is
think
is just an amazing feat. So I'm gonna actually have to think a little bit here on what I want to finish this scenario off with.
Okay, I'll give you a little like a Jeopardy style like thinking clock. So
Sure,
I'll do a little song for you to think. So.
I think
That was Girl from Ipanema, I believe.
I think you're right. I think that after reevaluating what I need on the battlefield, I think the one thing that I have been missing is just general quickness, general acceleration, general speed.
Yes.
And I think because there's so many animals that can cover this aspect, it's going to be similar, but not exact. And, I think I'm going to go with the Alaskan wolf. I think I'm just going to go with the Alaskan wolf because, this is an animal that is in a scenario at all times in which it has to consume so many calories because of how cold it is.
And you ask any talent scout, Alaskan wolf, a direct counter to the great horned owl. a direct counter.
Well, without a doubt, and they say the lone wolf is nothing without its pack. I've seen what lone wolves do in desperation, and that's what you're going to have on the battlefield here.
Great eyesight.
You're going to have something that, because it's got to consume so many calories a day in the environment it lives in, is not going to be an animal that gives up, and that's the greatest part. And something that's unfortunate, I think, in this game, that is, it's almost like a 50-50. Is that we can't throw in the great Gigantopithecus, the great Bigfoot, into this game, because I don't think with my equipment and technology and skills that I could ever track one down.
You talking about
to get it into the game?
You're talking about your mom? Just kidding.
My mom. You know about my mom, and you know why that's
her condition. I know it's nothing to joke about, but
So this great animal, who knows what the potential could be on the battlefield, and we're just not going to get to see it. But to summarize my 5, I mean, I started off with the great ground game of the crocodile. It's got a lot of speed, vertically but not laterally. I think I followed up after that with the honey badger, who can really just tear it up, and is sort of an underrated and underutilized small device on the battlefield as well. I think that was a big pick. I can't remember my third pick.
Honey badger is going to be hard for me to deal with.
Honey badger is going to be hard to deal with, and I think it's going to be hard to deal with when there's such a large distraction on the battlefield, such as my next 2 in the great rhinoceros as well as the grizzly bear. Yeah. And those are your 2 tanks right there on the battlefield, followed up and finished off with a great wolf, who is a good component to be able to utilize in a scenario in which you're almost pack hunting your enemy. Yeah. And I think that's what's going to make him so effective on the battlefield. My 5 is beatable, but certainly tough to beat.
Absolutely. I do agree. So we're going to go over that again. My drafted team of animals is number 1, the cheetah, number 2, the hippopotamus, the lion, the great horned owl, and the poison dart frog. And Luke's over here is the black rhinoceros, the grizzly bear, the honey badger, the crocodile, and the Alaskan wolf. If you're viewing this right now, comment, or it's probably just my mom watching, so she can just text me, comment or text me, whatever you want to do, your pick on who you think would win.
And then give us your own 5.
Yeah, and then put your own 5 down. And honestly, if you don't know what 5, a good way to do that is to just go to the African safari and just go out there by yourself and see what you like. Or just go into the Rocky Mountains of Colorado wearing nothing but a vest of meat. And make sure you're by yourself and that no one else is with you, or else they'll scare off the animals. The vest of meat is going to attract those animals, and you can see them in action.
Well, everybody's got to interview somebody for a job, right? I mean, you got to interview
Absolutely.
These animals to figure out if it's a right fit for your team. And so, you got to see them in person. You got to figure out how they shake your hand.
Yeah.
If they, look you in the eyes when they talk to you and sort of present themselves as great candidates for your business.
Absolutely. This has been an episode of Hot Tub Podcast. Thank you for listening, and catch us next time.